Hello, here's the news at this hour on TSTV. I am Mobola Badekale. Here are some major headlines. Panel to meet discourse on electricity tariffs. Soldiers arrest 8 after clash with AGBEKOYA members in Ibadan. India airline turns seaplanes to boost travel. And in the world of sports, DYBALA contract talks postponed again. And now, the news in details. Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Festus Keyamo-San, said on Thursday that talks between the federal government and Labour on electricity tariff increase will resume next week. The 7-man technical subcommittee set up to review the increase in electricity tariff will meet with power distribution companies, discos, and electricity consumers across the 6 geopolitical zones. The committee is set to look at the issue of gas pricing, which is being sold to discos in dollars, and the issue of banding for electricity consumers in the second phase of its assignment, which it has 2 months to submit its report. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adam, has rejected reports by global rights organization Amnesty International that police officers shot at EndSARS protesters. He described Amnesty's report on October 24, 2020 that police personnel shot at peaceful protesters as untrue, misleading, and contrary to all available empirical evidence. Adamu said police officers instead acted professionally, exercised commendable restraints, and some paid the supreme price for peace during the recent protests and ensuing violence in some parts of the country. This was contained in a statement that was signed by Force Public Relations Officer Frank Umba. The IGP noted that the force is committed to the federal government's ongoing reforms of the Nigerian police force. He also enjoined Amnesty to subject their reports to adequate scrutiny and proper verification of facts before making the reports public. There was panic at the Oyo State Secretariat in Ibadan on Thursday as soldiers attached to Operation Burst, a joint security task force, and some members of the AGBEKOYA clashed at the entrance of the Secretariat. It was gathered that the incident happened around 11:30 a.m. when a leader of the AGBEKOYA, popularly known as Ake Kaka, was going inside the Secretariat to attend the meeting of various Yoruba groups held at the House of Chiefs. One of those who witnessed the incident told newsmen that the AGBEKOYA leader was going with his horde of followers to the meeting but was denied entries by one of the soldiers deployed to guard the main gate of the Secretariat. However, the leader of AGBEKOYA at Ajibode, Waheed Baba Ijebu, who is also the Otun Oluwawo Ajibode, told newsmen that nobody died in the incident. The Oyo State chapter of the Alliance on Surviving COVID-19 and Beyond, ASCAB, has called on Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State to speed up the constitution and inauguration of a commission of inquiry into abuse of rights in the state. ASCAB, which is led by Femi Falana at the national level, made the call in a statement made available to journalists by its Oyo State Interim Secretary, Professor Adenike Ogunse, in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. She emphasized that expediting the constitution and inauguration of the Commission of Inquiry would expose the abuse of rights during the EndSARS protest in certain parts of the state and ultimately the compensation of victims. However, the group said the cases of those killed are being handled by Hussein Afolabi Esquire, who is a member of the state's chapter of ASCAB, while reports of grievous injuries or killings of protesters in other parts of the state are still being authenticated by ASCAB. The news on TSTV will be back right after this. Welcome back, and now to some foreign stories. Indian Airlines Spice Jet is turning to seaplanes to boost travel during the pandemic turndown, while the country's biggest regional airline has approval for 18 seaplane routes. One of these routes is to Kevadia, the site of the world's tallest statue, and 182-meter tribute to the country's first Home Minister, Vallabhbhai Patel. Meanwhile, the SpiceJet chairman Ajay Singh said the seaplanes would help improve regional connectivity, an initiative being encouraged by the Indian government. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to join the first flight from Ahmedabad to Kevadia on Saturday, the 145th anniversary of Vallabhbhai Patel's birth. The authorities in Uganda has banned a coalition of over 60 organizations formed to monitor the country's 2021 general elections on ground that it is illegal. The Uganda's National Bureau for Non-Governmental Organizations, which regulates the activities of non-profitable organizations, said the National Election Watch Uganda was not registered. It also said some of the organizations under the group were neither registered nor had permits to operate in the country. The Bureau's head, Stephen Okello, said the group should halt all its activities with immediate effect, including issuing of statement. Ugandans will vote in presidential and parliamentary election come January 2021. And now to the exciting world of sports. Talks between Juventus and Paulo DYBALA over a new contract has been postponed. The Argentine attacker's current deal expires in 2022, and it has been reported that both sides will continue their partnership. However, report says the two sides are far from agreeing on DYBALA's salary, while negotiations have once again been put off. The Italian national coach Roberto Mancini has identified the quality of Nigeria's Victor Osimhen, and this has prompted him to tip coach Gennaro Gattuso's side as one of the title contenders in the Serie A this season. The former Manchester City tactician believes the quality of signings by Napoli this season has firmed up the team to be considered as one of the favorites for the Scudetto. He, however, acknowledged that Scudetto fight will be the same, but added that Napoli seem to be competitive. Meanwhile, Maurizio Mariani has been named as center referee for this weekend Napoli's home game against Sassuolo. And with that, we come to the end of the news. Here's a recap of the major headlines. Panel to meet discourse on electricity tariff. Soldiers arrest 8 after clash with AGBEKOYA members in IBADAN. Indian airline turns to seaplanes to boost travel. And in the world of sport, you heard DYBALA contract talks postponed again. Please do not forget to always adhere to COVID-19 safety measures. The news was compiled by Hope Chijioke. I am Mobola Batekale. Good day and thank you for watching.